These days, fun comes with a price tag. But our grandparents knew a different kind of fun. One that didn't depend on shopping or screens or going somewhere special. They made the most of what they had, and somehow it was more than enough. I would like to share a few ideas of fun things we can do, inspired by that generation, that cost next to nothing, but can be so much fun and feel really special. Let's start with something simple, stepping outside. Not with a group, not for an event, just for yourself. Back then, it wasn't unusual to just take a walk, or sit under a tree and read, or bring a small snack and let your thoughts wander. And honestly, we can still do that, with or without company. You don't need a park full of people or a big plan. Even just taking a book, sitting somewhere quiet, with some fresh air and listening to the sounds around you, it's incredibly calming. Now about gardening.
The big moment. In went the seeds that were to become such beautiful flowers. Jim was having a wonderful time taking plants out of pots and putting them into the ground. He had never done anything like this before, and he was amazed to find out how good he was at it.
This is something I wish I had started sooner. Honestly, if I had known how much joy it would bring me, I would have started gardening back when I was living in an apartment, in my balcony. You really don't need a big garden. Just a few pots in a small balcony are more than enough to get started. Plant some herbs, grow a cherry tomato, or even just tend to one pot of flowers. Gardening gives back, literally. It gives you food, beauty, peace of mind. It's one of the few things that is grounding, rewarding, and almost free. Because you can find seeds at really low prices, or you can even make your own seeds from the food you buy from the supermarket. There's a ton of videos on YouTube about that. And trust me, it feels so rewarding when you finally make it and get your harvest. Our grandparents didn't need much to have fun at home. A deck of cards, a board game, or just gathering around for stories. That was enough. There's something so nice about turning the screens off, making a pot of tea, and playing a game with someone, or just having a chat.
Or a game party in a home, a birthday party, a holiday party.
And then there's storytelling. I remember fondly how my grandma would tell us stories from her childhood, and they were really interesting because some of them were about the 1940s. I really wish I paid more attention back then, or could ask her more things, because now she's not around anymore and I have so many questions. But when you have your grandparents, have them sit down with you and ask them questions about their lives, have them tell you stories. That is really precious. Our grandparents also knew how to connect without spending a lot of money. They didn't have to go to restaurants. They had potlucks, or they invited people over for coffee and a slice of something special. And even today, you can do that. You don't need to throw a party. Just invite someone over, someone you like, someone you are friends with, or someone you'd like to get to know, your neighbors. Make something small, a cake, a coffee, and spend some time together. Just make sure you're safe, okay? First of all, safety comes first. You have to be sure who you're inviting to your house. That's something that needs to be said. Also, if there's a local event near you, a small concert, a festival.
Los Angeles County's annual Ladera Park Baby Show gets rolling as 1,000 tiny tots show up in carriages, prams, buggies, and pushcarts, daintily decorated.
A market. Go. Even if you go alone, you might find connection with people that are like you, that want the same things, that like the same things. Another thing our grandparents did really well, they had hobbies. They made things. They learned new skills. and they use their hands. And we can definitely do that too, even with modern help. You can learn almost anything now without spending money. There are free tutorials on YouTube, free apps for languages or crafts. It's not a very true vintage way to do things, but technology is here to help us, and we should appreciate that and make the most of it. It could be painting, or learning to play an instrument, or learn a new language, or picking up something like sewing or crocheting. Personally, I started crocheting recently, and it turns out I really like it, and it's not as difficult as I thought. I started making granny squares because I want to make a blanket. It will take me quite a while, but I don't mind because I enjoy the process. And of course, you know I love sewing. There's something about using your hands that calms the mind. So it's not fun in a tra-la-la kind of way, but it is fun for the soul. Trust me, try it. And especially when you make something beautiful out of fabric you already have, a tablecloth or a bed sheet or curtains, it is so satisfying. For example, the dress I'm wearing, the color is out of bed sheets. Between us, don't tell anyone. Now let's talk about cooking. Cooking wasn't rushed. It wasn't just about the food, it was about the process. I remember my favorite auntie, she was from Crete, and you know about Cretan food, how delicious it is. She was an amazing cook, and she would tell me that when she cooks, she caresses the food. She talks to it. I know it may sound silly, but that's how much joy it brought to her to make something, to cook something. And oh my goodness, the joy it brought to anyone tasting her food. So, baking bread, trying a family recipe, making something simple with whatever you have in the pantry. You can always have company while cooking or baking. You can call a friend and make something together, or involve your children in the process. So these were the rituals that brought warmth to a home. And it doesn't really need to be something perfect, but the smell, the rhythm, the satisfaction from it, that's what makes it special. Now this one is close to my heart. Improvised fun. When I was little and we went on holidays in Crete every summer, it was amazing. And there were lots of families around and lots of kids my age. Some afternoons we would gather up our parents and perform little shows for them. Silly dances, short sketches we made up on the spot. We had no costumes, no stage, just imagination, and of course they loved it. Another memory I cherish is from my dad's side of the family. He had 6 siblings, and whenever they all gathered with their families, there was always a guitar. Someone would play and the rest would sing old songs together. We would eat, laugh, and those evenings were some of the most joyful I can remember. So, no, you don't need a big budget to have fun. Sometimes all you need is a walk, a hobby, a card game, something that reminds you what matters. Our grandparents knew how to live well with less, and I think there's still so much we can learn from them. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite frugal fun idea? Or what did your grandparents or parents do for fun that you still remember? Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to have fun for free, you can watch this video and see me fail epically while trying to do a 1950s workout. Trust me, it's good fun.